Alright guys, so welcome to the first of the classic games today. Man, that's an awful place to build a house, right up against a wood line. That's unlucky, we've all done that. But welcome. Uh, just to let you know, because this is an incredibly old game, all the fancy schmancy stuff we have, such as, well, the spec dashboard for me anyway, not the spec overlay, it will not work. It will not work. So, all the stuff at the bottom, the only thing that will be correct is the military and the vil count and the pop count, but it's not going to say the correct ages. It's not going to show the um, the researchers or anything. But this game is about 10 years old. Let's see, it's 2015 now. I'd say it's over 10 years old. And you know what? We've all heard about metagame. We've all heard about what players do, their build orders, all these different things that are just humdrum once you get to being a top player. And not that these guys are the best players ever, but years ago, things were much different. There are a lot of things that were more popular to do, and that's why I wanted to show you guys this game. It's so old. No one has casted this game recently. This has not been on any live streams, and it was an epic game. So let's introduce the players here. Here in the teal, playing as the Huns, we have Super Meow. And Super Meow, he is in the teal. Take a quick look at his map. He has some gold on the back, some stone on the back, two stone piles on the back, and they're both on a hill. Woodlines aren't really the best, but he did take this one, which isn't really the worst. And so, I mean, I would say not too shabby with the gold on the back there for him, though it is on a hill. We have Aztec player over here in Ifaka. Ifaka, I'm not sure. I guess that's just going to be the pronunciation I'm going to run with. Iffaca. We're going to do Ifaka. His woodline here was absolutely beautiful, but he built his first two houses in bad locations. So, Ifaka, woodline here, not the best up against his gold, but his gold location, though it's up against the woodline, still he can collect a lot of that gold, so it's not the worst. He can wall off. Of course, with Aztecs, we're probably going to be seeing a drush. So check this out. He can wall here. He could wall here and here. He's walled. He can completely wall if he walls here, 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 here. That's really not a lot of walling behind a 5 militia drush, which is kind of expected metagame-wise. So we'll see what happens. Both these guys, if they go metagame, we're probably going to be seeing scouts from Super Meow. You know, obviously the Aztec player can do that 5 militia drush. They have that free loom. Very, very strong thing to do to gain that ground control. And we'll see what happens. The Huns, they have that strong feudal age. And we'll see how this one plays out. Now, we do have a bit of stone here from Ifaka. And Ifaka, I'm not going to say Ifaka the entire game. I'm going to say it more like Ifaka. But, you know, having those resources there is nice if he wants to go real aggressive and get some towers up later and collect some stone. I was kind of interested to see where that villager was going. He's going to build a lumber camp there. What is he doing? We will slow things down a little bit later here. But we just need to get up to the next stage, really. Has two lumber camps that come up now from Super Meow. And, you know, this isn't really the worst for Super Meow. I mean, he could wall this right here and secure all this area to collect the lumber and that gold. Of course, he could wall into his TC as well there. Here, he could wall as well. I mean, I'm talking about the walling, but let's face it. A little bit of walling is not a bad thing. It's not like they're walling the entire map. It's a strategic thing to do. So, I do have to slow it down now, because here's the thing. You'll notice there's nothing on the spec dashboard saying that these guys are up to the feudal age. But I'm on Ifaka's point of view, and he's already on his way up to the feudal age. So I'm roughing it right now. I'm like Bear Grylls out in the woods, drinking my cow's urine to survive. And so that's just how we have to deal with things. But Ifaka, notice he doesn't even have his barracks up yet. He just attacked the TC of Super Meow, and he's saying LOL in the chat. He's not sure what's up with that, I guess. But totally against the meta game, as Super Meow goes up on 24 population, getting up some archer ranges. So just take a moment to realize this is huge difference from what you'll find Currently, if you play on Vuble at really any ranking above 1500, you're going to find we have multiple spears coming out right now. But then normally you'd see scouts, and we're not seeing scouts. But Ifaka, anyway, he's on his way up to the feudal age, and we'll see what his play is. He's going to build a defensive tower. I'm not sure. Now these guys were 1600 about 10 years ago, so we'll see how this plays out. And I could always confirm the rankings at the end of the video, or at the end of the game rather. Let's nail down a speed here. That's smart. But this game, lots of weird stuff going on right now, because Ifaka building his blacksmith, building his market, he has a tower on his gold, and he's gotten in his resources, and he didn't even build a barracks, but that's because he's fast castling this one, guys. So we have a lot of trash coming out, and that's like a really old approach, just going full trash, especially with Huns. You know, you don't have to build those houses. It's really helpful to save up on that wood. And you can even build, of course, with that extra wood, build more farms to build the extra trash. It's just this continuing circle that helps you. But look at that castle time. He's up at 1350 or something close to that is Ifaka. And Ifaka, with the fast castle, getting up his barracks now and securing that gold with that tower. And, you know, Super Meow probably not aware that this has happened so fast. But in the situation that Super Meow's in now, well, even if he is aware of it, you know, he's not in the position to fast castle himself. He's made a lot of military, and he needs to now push. And so he's going to try and push, and trying to get another barracks up is Ifaka, possibly to go Eagles. But he can't get the barracks up to fast wall this. And we will see if this pressure pays off, because this pressure has to pay off before any Eagles can come out. And up comes the push. And as Gracie says in the chat, it was the standard then to kind of do this trash play from Super Meow. And these guys could very well be higher rated. I'm not sure the exact rating, but as you can see, they certainly have their certain tactics down. But the tower coming up in this location from Super Meow, pushing in with this trash, isn't going to necessarily kill villagers, but it will idle them. Might get one or two. And this tower is going to be a nuisance, but what is Ifaka going to do now? You know, he's going to be able to get a couple Eagles out. We will see if they have upgrades. Of course, there's a lot going on. It's very hard for me to check, and he's going to try and send villagers in that way, but there's a house. He's almost going to need to take that house out first, and I think that's going to be built a little bit more, or repaired a little bit more. That way his villagers can't run in there. But check this out, tower going to come up here from Super Meow, and Super Meow is just full push mode right now. But we'll see, with Eagles with the +1 defense, we'll see how the Eagles do against these skirms. And the villagers going to come out into this, and remember, some of those vills are kind of weak, and we'll see, of course, Eagles are very, very good against skirmishers. But if the villagers are in there, those villagers could go down, and those villagers are really, really important to the economy of Ifaka, because it's really small right now. He doesn't have that many villagers because he fast castled and couldn't create any on the way up. And the Eagles are cleaning it up, but he did lose a villager. A couple of them are pretty weak. I think a good play right now for Super Meow would be continue to get these towers up for the time being, walling his villagers. He could have easily gotten a tower up on the back of this wood line with just one villager. But now, you know, is the vill gonna go down? Pay attention, guard your villager. The villager's gonna be double teamed by Gaia, and he will go down. I'll pay attention to that once I figure out what these Eagles are doing. Because now, here comes the counter punch from Ifaka, who's in the Castle Age, of course. And Super Meow, he's getting to the point where he can get up if he really gets the gold in, and he's gonna need the quick wall there. He's not gonna be able to. He didn't actually attempt a quick wall, and now is when the counter punch comes in. We have archers coming out from Super Meow, and that's really not going to be effective. I did get a nice wall there, but the archers, especially feudal archers, are not going to be good against Eagles. You know, he's going to want to go knights in the Castle Age, in my opinion. If he gets the critical mass of archers, it'll be fine against Castle Age Eagles. But in this position in the feudal age, these Eagles warriors are going to do very good. Back on this side, that one villager did go down, and building scouts here is Super Meow. So maybe he recognized that at this point he's not going to have the gold income to get up, and he just wants to put a lot of pressure on with some scouts. But I'm not sure where he wants to go. Maybe he wants to go in here and get a tower up. That looks like it'd be a good move if he get the tower up, delay that gold and that wood. We'll pay attention to that. Back on this side, though, he's going to have to constantly send villagers inside these towers. In fact, this one here, he's just sending villagers outside of, and we'll see. He's making a lot of scouts. He has, keep in mind, Meow right now has almost 10 more villagers. That will change here in a second because a couple of them going to go down and 2 more down. So he has a lot more villagers because he hasn't clicked up the castle yet. When he does click up the castle, he's going to have all that time where his TC is idled. And then I think at that point, Ifaka's going to be in a good position to catch up. But yeah, this one villager, take a quick look. Not really spotted by Ifaka, and that could get a tower up. And these villagers going down from Meow. And keep in mind, guys, this game has a lot more in store for you. You think you should really keep hold on to your seats here from what I read about this one. But yeah, so I mean, it does not look good for Super Meow right now at all, does it? I mean, we have the tower going up here just in sight of Ifaka, actually. But what's Ifaka going to do? He doesn't have the stone to build a counter tower, so the counter tower can't go up. And Super Meow will get that up, and that's really going to be actually a nice move for him. These Eagles, they're going down, but they're killing villagers. Completely worth it. Completely worth it. Well, in the meantime, still not up to the next age. Wow, is Super Meow? I figured he would have clicked up by now. He's trying to pick off villagers with his scouts, and he's continuously making scouts with no upgrades. And I can't help but think that was a poor move. I feel like he should have held out. But at the same time, it's kind of a toss-up. I mean, at this point, he needs military to defend. He needs to defend so badly because his towers are going down to Eagles. He has Eagles continuously raiding his base. Maybe his scouts are better suited at home than on the attack on the front. Now, his stables are only on the front, so it's going to be rough. Going to be rough. Now, we have +1 attack and +1 defense from Ifaka. I feel like he'd be better suited to get that +2 defense upgrade right now. But he is going to be able to pick off villagers a little bit quicker if he's not being attacked by any towers, because he will get that +1 attack against his vills. Right now, not really the most ideal situation for this gold here, though, for Ifaka. He's going to have to push out to, well, this one and this one, and he's out in this stone and getting out 3 TCs. So he's gonna get his boom on. He's 1 villager ahead already, and so a couple archers coming out from Meow, but still no upgrades at all from Meow. And those archers are gonna go down, and Meow looks like he's in trouble here. But look at the scouts. Look at the scouts. He has the blacksmith up there as well, which I assume he's going to use at some point. But he has a ton of scouts. He has some archers here, and they really need the mass and the upgrades to be able to deal with that, especially in the feudal age, especially with the upgrades Ifaka has. Meow still dealing out the scouts, and that is so many scouts. But there's TCs. You know, scouts can't go under TCs. I'm just really curious to see what his plan is. Because I would have GG'd at this point. I honestly would have GG'd. At this point, Ifaka has killed 52 men, 53 men. He's continuously killing more. He's killed twice as many, and he's continuously in the wood line of Super Meow. But he doesn't care. Super Meow is, he's super is what he is, I guess. I mean, he's completely dedicated to this, and he's just going to make scouts. He has about 10 of them right now, and he is now committed to the feudal age for sure. We will see what happens. But look at the vills going down. He's losing so many villagers, and he can't defend. Like I said, he should have some scouts back to defend. Right now, enough stone is in the bank for... And there are the scouts. Enough stone is in the bank, or we're getting there rather, for Ifaka to get a castle up on the front too, and that castle could go up like right here and really do a ton of damage. Now, these eagles are going down slowly to the towers, but with killing like 10, 15, 20 villagers, it's worth it to lose those eagles. Like, honestly, Ifaka's doing a great job. Scouts are here for Super Meow, but what's he going to do with them? Still not sure. Still not sure, but it's crazy that he's still committed himself to the feudal age at this point. And he's now brought it back to the Fed. But Super Meow still killing up villagers. He still really wants this game. And we'll see what happens. He's going to still create archers too. I like the fact he's still creating units. You know, he's still going hard at this. But there's a castle right there. He hasn't yet seen it, but he might catch it in time. If he catches the siege works out, yeah, he catches the ramp there. And then if he runs that direction, he might catch the castle. It's halfway up. He saw something there. Just stop the castle. Stop the castle, Super Meow. Please stop it. Please stop it. If he selects every villager right now, he can give him a whack and stop him from building that castle. And he did it. He did it. Well done. He has +1 defense now as well. With the archers there, he can kill the spears, and he can take this fight. And how many times do you see feudal units stopping a castle? It's really, 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 really rare. But it's happened, and now he's just going to build a tower there next to the castle and say, what you going to do? That's about 500 stone you just wasted, and I am going to just rub it in your face. So, in reality, as far as resources go, Super Meow is still really far away from the castle age, so he's going to continuously raid with scouts here, and he still doesn't have bloodlines, which is a choice that I don't really like. Like, I feel like that he should at this point have gotten bloodlines, but he's killing villagers here, and he's just trying to pull this one back. While Ifaka, he's up 20 bills. Let's be honest, it's still pretty strong. He can afford to lose a couple of them, but you know, Ifaka, as this really like random tower comes up from Meow, but he's getting it up, and he might be able to wall it in. Ifaka's, you know, has a lot of units, and he's gonna try and raid this one. We'll see. I'm not sure why Meow didn't just wall this. I think the tower was there as a preventative measure. I don't know. He could have just walled it. But yeah, I mean, this tower's here, and the tower's gonna go down. Maybe I think Super Meow's a little bit too excited over his push here. He's doing he's just going all a little bit crazy here. But these are a lot of scouts, guys, and we've yet to see pikemen research or any pikemen around from Ifaka at all. They have the bloodlines upgrade. They have the +1 defense. They don't have forging yet, which is the +1 attack, and they can kill villagers for sure. I'm still worried for Super Meow, though. He has to continuously create scouts at this point in the game. If he stops, he's going to have military on his butt. So he has to continuously create units, and he has to pull this one back somehow. With 4 TCs from Ifaka, he's going to have to do an awful lot. Now, question is Ifaka in a good place economy-wise? And I think he is, with the exception that he can't really collect from this gold, and he can't really collect from these golds. So, as these villagers go down, this is quite interesting. So, this is Aztecs, of course. So, you know, if Ifaka were also Huns, he could have potential strong halberdiers, and if he gets Imperial, you know, he could have potentially strong trash. But Ifaka, he's gonna have a hard time. You know, it's not fun to go pikemen as Aztecs. And he doesn't want to do that. He wants to go crossbows. He wants to go get those eagles out and get up to the Imperial Age. All you need gold for. But check this out. This gold is being completely zoned off. And military right now for Super Meow, 24, while only 9 for Ifaka. So this high pressure, is that another tower? Another tower comes up in this gold is really working out. And this high pressure is absolutely awesome. I'm liking it. Is Ifaka gonna be able to deal with this as the pikeman upgrade comes in? Remember, he does have those upgrades that he had earlier from the eagles, but even a couple archers here are gonna be really helpful as the stone wall comes up in this tower, and he's not gonna be able to stop the stone wall. The stone wall, look at the micro as well, just running these scouts around and dealing with the pikemen, with the archers and the tower as well. So that tower is going to delay this gold. This is the only gold, with the exception of one villager here, being collected by Afaka, and not for long, because these scouts are going to come in, and those villagers are far from the TC, and look at them all go down. They have to run a long way. Some of them are on the other side as well, and so many villagers are going down, and I only saw one scout go down there for Super Meow, and that was insane. I mean, check this out now. If you take a look as the... What the heck? He has so many TCs now. Just catching glimpse of that tower is Ifaka. And Ifaka, he could get a counter tower up, but, you know, he doesn't really have the military to support getting a counter tower up. The scouts could come in. The scouts are going to come in. Only one pikeman. Ifaka's trying to build units out of all these TCs. He doesn't have the food to continually make pikemen. They do have upgrades. They could deal with these scouts quite well. And another tower is going to be up in a really annoying position here. And look at those scouts. Guys, we're 43 minutes into the game and still feudal. And really, really interesting. I'm glad I could bring you these classic games. So, population-wise, Super Meow is actually 30 ahead right now. Villager-wise, he's actually only one behind. He's going to bring... This game is turned around. He's still feudal. And he's going to bring another tower over just to delay some farms, I guess. Farms, of course, really important. You know, I guess all resources are really important, but there's not really much land that is in control of Afaka right now. These scouts are coming in. Lots of these units idle after being attacked by scouts. These farms gonna be idled. This TC gonna be in a real spot of bother. And back on this side, no gold can be collected. And like, this is a beautiful play by Super Meow. If Faka had it in the bag, I said it myself. You guys said it in the chat that you would have GG'd if you were in Super Meow's position. If Faka's just trying to reboom and push out to other locations, I wish this game was recent, so I could check the idle time, but I'd hazard that Ifaka's idle time is like ridiculous. Ifaka, he's looking all over the place, and he just can't realize that there's towers coming up in crappy positions. These archers still coming out from Super Meow. Villagers coming forward with towers as well. Check this out. This tower's coming out on more farmland. Those pikemen are finally coming out from Ifaka, but they're being countered by feudal archers, which do quite well. They do have the plus, all the upgrades. And, like, is this going to be walled up as well? I assume it will be walled up. Super Meow, you cheeky man. Like, that is... look at this. How does this happen? I have no clue. The scouts back on this side are going to swirl in and try and get some kills. You never see things like this. This is absolutely insane. And Ifaka, he's doing everything he can right now. He's keeping his TCs going, but he can't collect from his gold. If he makes siege to try and take the towers out, the scouts will just come in. Where the crap are they? The scouts will just come in and take out the siege. He's like down 30 military. He's getting picked off by archers, and this is just nuts. The farms are getting taken out too now because that TC cannot reach those archers. Archers shooting downhill on the farms. This is the ultimate troll with these towers and these feudal units. And now I'm gonna, as 48 minutes into the game, we have the Castle Age coming in. This is if Ifaka's gonna think, wow, these units are gonna be upgraded, and I'm gonna be absolutely run over because Super Meow is gonna get light cav. He's gonna get some upgrades on them, and back on this side, we did have a little bit of a side skirmish going on, but I mean, what's gonna really come of that with no military? Those light cav are gonna clean that right up. Back on this side, just look at the units in the TCs. There are a couple pikes in there. These archers, we've yet to have crossbow come in. Yet to have +2 come in. We have the archer armor coming in, surprisingly. But yeah, this is all gonna go down. Those buildings will go down. This has been absolutely awesome. absolutely awesome, but it's not over yet. Of course, Ifaka could certainly turn it around and do the same thing, but it's going to be really rough for him. We have a lot of upgrades coming in. These light cav are going to be very strong. Now, I will say, getting the crossbow going to be probably the strongest, the nicest thing for him right now, because he's just going to be able to pick off villagers from range. It's not going to be ideal to send these light cav under the TCs with the pikemen. But look at this. He's just picking off vills, picking off farms as well. It's going to be a real mess to have these light cav and the crossbows. I would send these light cav on attack, but why does he need that when he has light cav coming out over here as well? And just to check the upgrades, he doesn't have yet +2, but he could do it. Look at the food he has. He has so many resources. It's absolutely insane. He has 40 more pop. And, yeah, I mean, he could, with only 5 villagers around there, he could almost take out that TC. Absolutely insane. It's almost hard to micro wherever he is. Like, he's so many places right now. I'm surprised he can follow everything, and I'm not surprised he's not, like, following everywhere. But it looks like there was some more gold found by Ifaka. We'll see. I mean, that all those villagers going down, that's in a really poor location to collect from. Really poor location to collect from. Still, as Ifaka resigns, I mean, Ifaka, if he were to get siege out here and take out the towers, the light cav would, or the scouts even would have been able to take it out. That was a great game. That was so exciting. That was so exciting. Like, someone in the chat says, "What is going on?" Like, in all caps. Like, he was, he was like, "What is happening?" Like, I've never seen something like this before, is what I got from that comment. And that was exactly the way I felt. I kind of knew what was going to happen when I downloaded the game, to be honest with you, but that was so cool. I mean, come on, let's be honest with you guys. How often do you see something like that? How often do you see towers built like this? That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see. I like the approach from Super Meow. He was aggressive from the very get-go. Let's not forget, he ran in here, built this tower right next to the mill, and ran in with skirms. It was smart play from Ifaka to do that fast castle. That was an incredible time. I don't think I could do that if there was no enemies. But, yeah, it was a fun game to watch, and I'm glad you guys stopped by for it. So thank you for watching.